my HP J6480 all-in-one printer, scanner, fax machine. It's pretty old, and it got damaged already. The screen doesn't quite work right. Now we've got the clutch gear broke on it, so I'm going to show you how to fix that today. By the way, I've still got ink for this thing, so I want to keep it running just a little bit longer before I buy a new printer. So first you hear a really bad noise like crunching plastic or something, and then you just get some kind of error code. And what you have to do is take this whole side panel off here, and there's tabs here, and I think also in the front that were difficult to get off, but I managed to pop them off somehow with a screwdriver. And so this whole piece comes off that way, and I never bothered putting it back on. And I've already marked here that the gear broke. I think I'm up to the third or fourth time fixing it. And where it is this little assembly, which is a little tricky to put together, but it's down here, down by these gears in the bottom. And what happens is there's a gear on this main spoke down here. This gear here cracked right off of this metal spindle, and it broke 3 times just straight in half, and I was able to glue it back together with some nice super glue. However, this last time it also broke a tooth on the gear, and once that happened I said, game over, we can't fix that. So I went onto the internet and discovered that people were buying replacement gears on AliExpress or Alibaba or even eBay, and so I didn't want to wait a month for these parts, even though they were dirt cheap, like $1 on AliExpress for a bag of 5 or something like that. So I ended up paying like $10 to buy them from a seller in Brooklyn and got them in just a couple of days. So now I've got 5 of these gears in case I crack one installing this. So let's see if we can get the new one in. Here's that AliExpress webpage. There's a number of different pages here. There's a whole lot of different models that this gear fits, and that list is not exhaustive because my printer's not on there, and it did fit. You'll just have to wait for shipping. That's the only downside. So here's the little clutch assembly thing without the gear in it, and this thing is a little bit tricky to put together and take apart. There are 2 clips on the top and the bottom to take off, and also a little metal staple kind of clip that slides over here. Now the gear drops right down into the middle here, right in the pocket, and then that metal shaft is going to have to go through that hole. Then you put the clip on. Now what I've noticed is this gear is really close to this metal clip, and I think the tooth got caught on that metal, and that's what caused the gear to break probably every time. So I'm actually going to bend some of this clip away so that it hopefully doesn't interfere again. See if we can bend this. We may have to even cut part of it out. By the way, if you take this apart, you might want to check this gear also, because one end of it may be worn and you want to flip it so you've got the good end sticking inward. So, alright, we've got the gear installed here. Let's see if we can press it on to the shaft. It's going to be pretty tight because this gear's not been this gear has not been used before on the shaft. Maybe we'll take this apart and try to do one piece at a time. Probably what we should do is heat this up a little bit so that the plastic's a little more malleable. That way we can slide it right over this shaft. Boom, there we go. Here's that little clip. I just took a Dremel tool to it to cut some of that metal away, so hopefully that won't catch on the gear anymore. Okay, new gear's installed. The little clip is back on place here. Let's turn it on and see if it works. Alright, the printer's printing again. Now I can use all that ink I've got sitting around.